how can we actually prepare companies to be ready to face the challenges of the future. Hence yung succession na tinatawag. I love working with my client partners on those areas. Pero sabi na nga nila, it's a test of character and also will help me grow into a better person. And it has been through the years. We're looking for tools to provide a better understanding of what's going on. One of the key learnings would be making sure we get our hands-on data and information at the shortest possible time is really the nature of leadership is really changing. Kung ano yung nakasanayan nating capabilities ng leaders noon to make them successful. And we need leaders, actually leadership, not just leaders, now more than ever, who know how to build strong, trusting, and inclusive relationships with their teams.
One of the keynote speakers mentioned about attending a convention is just like a therapy for us leaders. Sinabi niya yun, tandang-tanda ko yun.
Because the past 2 years, this pandemic has opened the eyes of our countrymen on the importance of life insurance and the health co. We are really very excited and looking forward for a bigger growth this 2022.
In all sectors of businesses, there's always ups and downs.
It's an act of love. It's an act of service that we talk to them. Just, hi, hello, kumusta sila, anong nararamdaman nila, etc., etc.
Yun ang tinasabi ko talaga sa mga advisors, that always be on the lookout for new opportunities in everywhere they do their business. At the same time, to continue on doing self-learning.
I only have this statement. This is not the year to get everything you want, but this is the year to appreciate everything you have. No?
Kumbaga, collective effort po talaga lahat ng ginagawa ng organization. This is for the benefit of all our members. Ang mangyari, they don't have any choice but to learn the digital way. So 2020 was the learning time natin. 2021, actually, kumbaga parang lumalabas nandiyan na, you need to apply it na.
Ito na talaga.
The adaptability is there. Even yung mga mga baby boomers, wala silang choice Kailangan nilang matuto paano gumamit ng iPad, paano mag-fill up ng mga applications digitally. Need to adjust to them. Kailangan namin gumawa ng parang infographics wherein we have to share to them step by step.
Yeah, I agree to that. I'm personally proud to experience how the industry came together to achieve these huge milestones, Sir Ivy. Rather than being upended, Astley brought the sessions that are normally done face-to-face or on-site, we brought it to cyberspace. Right? And then at the height of the pandemic in 2020, we offered all the learning sessions for free to members and non-members alike. We got more than the expected responses from companies for their talents to join the board.
It's maintaining the communication line, and I think that's true for all groups. Consistent, clear communication line that we have built among us officers. We could not have maintained that culture of excellence.
Bilib na bilib ako. Kasi sabi ko, meron pa lang ganun. Konti lang bibigay mo. Pero lahat magtutulong-tulong para alagaan yung pamilya. I cannot think of any other investment that can do that. Pag confident ka in front of the client, and you can be confident only when you know exactly what you're talking about. And you know that you're solving a problem of this person in front of you. And that you're doing this person a big favor. I know quite a number, a lot of leaders who are not MDRTs. But they have a team na high-performing. Hindi kailangan mag-MDRT for you to manage, to be a leader of a high-performing team. Because the leader can be an MDRT leader, which I see in my agency is the culture of excellence in everything we do. It's pointless to be selfish in making sure ikaw yung nasa top, ibabala na sila. It's a culture where everyone would like to see each one grow.
Good evening, Jay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Leaders in Action Season 3, Episode 6. Tonight, we learn more about the forces at work between home office management and the agency force, how they work together and draw from each other's strength, play a very critical role in providing their customers the best in both products and services. Patrick Lencioni, the author of the book Five Dysfunctions of a Team, wrote, if you could get all of the people on the organization rowing in the same direction, you could dominate any industry in any market against any competition at any time. We are very happy to have with us someone who has had the opportunity of playing a key role in the head office as well as in the field. This experience gives him a very unique position to be able to put himself in the other shoes. Considering what has happened in the last 2 years, this twin perspective and the empathy it elicits are crucial to success.
Good evening, Mr. IB, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to our episode tonight, which we have entitled Best of Both Worlds. But before anything else, we would like to congratulate you muna, Mr. IB, and Team LUAP, led by President Karen Yulo, for the successful staging of their first sales clinic last week. Very impressive lineup of speakers and topics, especially that we are starting the new year. Napakaraming maganda ng mga insights na binahagi nyo, Mr. IB.
Thank
No, ang
you.
dami naming key takeaways. So again, congratulations to all of you. Next week ay para naman sa ating mga agency leaders with Gamma's first kapihan for 2022. No, so meron silang kapihan for 2022. I think we have the graphics for that. No, so pinapa-share ni Miss President Magda. So dahil Valentine's month love month, so ang title nila doon ay Soar High in Love, no? So that will be next Thursday, February 17. And President Magda is reminding everyone that this is both for members and non-members, at ang mahalaga dito, for free.
Yun.
So our dear leaders, we hope that you will take advantage of this learning opportunity. Now, going back to our episode tonight, talaga namang lagi nating naririnig, 'di ba, na yung kasabihan, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far and farther, go together. With the penetration rate still very low, the insurance industry still has a long way to go. Kaya naman dapat na talagang in sync ang lahat ng bumubuo ng industriya. Mapa management or mapa agency, we should all be together so that we can go much, much farther in reaching out to more Filipinos. Pero bago natin tawagan ang ating special sharer for tonight, we would like to thank again our special guest last week, Ms. Nina Anyover, 25-time MDRT and a multi-awarded senior unit manager of AIA Philippines, for sharing how she was convinced to be an MDRT very early in her career, how she is able to sustain her consistent top performance to even include qualifying 9 times COT and one time TOT, and for sharing her insights on how to build the MDRT culture in her growing, winning agency team.
Yeah. And Nina highlighted the spirit of service, first in her servant leadership style, and second, in her own brand of service to her policyholders. You can still watch the episode last week featuring Mina in our FB page and YouTube channel. Tonight, we look deeper into the partnership between the head office and the agency, which is so essential to the success of the organization. As in any relationship, trust is so paramount. So how best to build the trust? Communication is also vital. So how best to keep lines open and give honest feedback? How best to address issues in a manner that will strengthen the partnership? And each has a very important role to play. So how to get engagement and commitment in order to achieve the common goal?
Mr. Ivy, the last 2 years really tested the quality of this relationship. And I have to say that this partnership is going to be tested more, no, in the coming years.
Correct.
So the big question is, how can each party, no, what can each party do so that they can continue to row at the same time and in the same direction? Because what makes this more challenging is the fact that regularly new members, new people are added to the organization, and marrying the expectations and needs of the new with those of the tenured requires more from this partnership. That's why we are very pleased to have with us tonight somebody who has had the rare opportunity to experience the best of both worlds. He was the former chief agency officer of his company, leading a team of agency executives and staff partnering with the agency. Then he moved back to resume his role as co-district manager of the team that he runs together with his mother. So basically, he has the understanding of the hat of a corporate executive, and at the same time, ay alam na alam niya ang ins and outs of the agency. So to share with us the key lessons learned in unlocking the head office and the agency, please help me welcome a lifetime MDRT and a multi-awarded agency leader, again, of AIA Philippines. Please. There you are.
Hello everybody. kasi Maring Jay nag-freeze ka kaya iniintay ko yung cue ko eh. But sa lahat na nakikinig sa atin ay magandang gabi. Baka may nakikinig po sa atin sa tiga-ibang bansa, so magandang umaga at magandang araw po sa lahat, no. First and foremost, hingi ako ng kasi ang tawag ko dito sa dalawang to na mag-i-interview po sa akin at makikipag-usap at makikipagtalastasan ay Boss IB, Boss J. At hindi naman dahil sa boss sila sa akin, pero sa akin yung boss best on service and support. Ayan.
Ako talaga naman. Ang ganda naman nun.
Kaya pagpaumanin nyo kung naitatawag kong boss tong dalawang to. At saka yung si Boss J ay kumari ko na ngayon. Kaya baka matawag ko rin Mari. O parang peg lang ni Maring Winnie, hindi ba? Pero maganda ka doon, maganda ka doon.
So maraming salamat, Mr. Eric, for accepting our invitation and for joining us tonight. I'm sure this will be another insightful and fun-filled conversation that we will have with you.
Gusto ko rin mong pasalamat for inviting me here. It's a joy and a privilege. And I just also like to thank both of you, because as I said, Leaders in Action is really a help, and a light for all of us leaders, lalo na you ginawa nyo to during the pandemic, so it's really helpful for all of us. So maraming salamat, and I honor both of you as well.
Salamat. Thank you, Eric. And again, we thank you for being with us tonight. So, and we give our best regards to your family, especially to your co-district manager, si Mami Krisa, and we hope that she is in the best of health, no? Umpisa na natin kasi sabi nga namin parati, ang bilis talaga ng oras kapag nagkikwentuhan ng maayos, ha? So for the benefit of those who have not had the opportunity to hear you at yung iyong mga kwento at mga nakatutuwang mga salaysay, please give something naman about yourself prior to you joining the company. How long have you been in the industry? And yung grupo mo, what's the profile of your team?
So, unang-una, before I joined the company, I had hair. Now, wala na. Pero kidding aside, siguro background ko, my name is Nicdao, and lagi kong sinasabi, no, I am an engineer by education kasi ang tinapos ko ay engineering, and then I am a priest by ambition kasi Boss Ivy tsaka Maring J, I entered the seminary for 7 years, no. Pero pagkatapos nun ay initsapwera ko na ho yung seminaryo kasi parang hindi yata ako bagay doon. But I am a financial advocate by vocation, no. So I've been in the industry for 26 years already, no, 26 years. I started off as an employee of a life insurance company under sales, no. Siguro pwede ko naman sabihin, I've been an employee of Film Life for my first 3 years. On the 4th year, I was seconded to credit card, no, to a credit card company under AIG at that time. And then I decided to join agency. So 19 years with agency, around 4 years prior as an employee, and then 2 years as sinabi niyo po na I went back to the company as a CAO, no, by God's blessing and grace. Lagi kong sinasabi, it's a blessing to be as a CAO. And then I'm back in agency for 2 years, no. So background po naman ng aking district, we call our district Miracle Financials. And I'm, you know, I always say, because we call it Miracle Financials because our advocacy is to create financial miracles in people's lives. I am a second generation industry person, no, sa insurance. Second generation. My mom started the business 48 years ago.
Wow.
So she's still, alam niyo naman dito sa industry natin mga kapatid at mga nakikinig po, ay there is no retirement, only refirement, no. Lagi papainitin mo lang yung sarili mo lagi. Maghanap ka ng big why mo. So she's still active even despite the digital challenges, but she's there. And then so we've already promoted 4 agencies kung tutuusin, no? But unfortunately 2 were not able to continue. So right now we have 1 agency. The district is around 220 advisors. Now we have around as a whole district around 25 leaders, no. My direct unit is around 17 leaders, no. 9 unit managers, and then we have 5 associate leaders, and then we have 5 who are on the positional pipeline. Yun. That's it, no. So I've been an advisor, as mentioned. I'm a lifetime MDRT member and a leader as well. So yun ang dalawang sombrerong hawak ko, as an advisor and as a leader.
Thank you, Eric. 26 years is certainly no joke in such an industry that is both challenging but rewarding, no. And as you've mentioned, you went back to being an officer of the company and holding the position of chief agency officer, no, namamahala from the company side sa mga agencies, no, selling insurance. Ang tanong, when you came back now as a head of agency, ano yung malaking challenge na hinarap mo in that very important position?
Do you mean yung challenge ko when I became a CEO, or
Yes,
pagbalik ko na?
Meron ka bang discovery, o may nagulat ka ba, o what is it that really kept you quite sleepless at night during your first months in the job?
Well, it's really a different world, no? So actually, when I think about it, it's one universe. I think management and agency is one universe, but they're different planets. Siguro that's how I can put it, no? When I say different planets, kasi well, one universe because it's really the mission is financial advocacy and financial literacy, saving people's lives, protecting the future of people. Pero different worlds kasi nga yung management is for me parang it's more on the strategic side, no? It's more on the shall I say yung building infrastructures for agency. Tapos ang agency naman, it's more on the battlefield, no? Ako lagi ko nakikitang ganun eh. Ang head office parang kumbaga sa gera, at ang gera ay yun nga talunin ng financial illiteracy.
Yeah.
Ang head office, ang headquarters, no? Doon ginagawa ang strategiya, ang pagpaplano, ang ano yung mga armaments na or weaponry that we should use. And then the foot soldiers, yun tayo yung mga kapatid, yung mga nakikinig, leaders and advisors, no? That's us.
Well, I think that's a pretty good analogy kasi kitang-kita yung kailangan na maging coordination and collaboration. Isang nag-iisip, nagpo-provide ng resources na gagamitin ng mga nandun sa labanan, ano. Now, when you were CAO, what was your biggest lesson?
Siguro masasabi ko yung as a CAO, ang pinakamalaking I think yun na nabanggit ko, no, yung strategy, yung saying, kasi kapag ka agency ka, you're so caught in the whirlwind of sales of the day-to-day things, no? But as on the management side, the challenge is to be a visionary, to see beyond the battlefield and to see where the battle is heading to and to prepare for that stage, no? So that is something that I learned when I was a CAO. And then of course, ang isang pinaka-importante siguro very practical pero minsan nalilimutan. Yung ginagawa ng kumpanya ang lahat para sa ahensya, no? In other words, wala naman ako na when I was inside, parang everything was working and everything was really for the betterment of agency. No, yun yung isang nakita ko, and syempre yung collaboration to make that happen as well inside the company.
The company, very important, no? Lahat ng galamay dapat talagang nagtutulong-tulong. Before I give the floor to Jay, isang tanong, you've been long in the organization, in the industry, 26 years. I'm sure marami kang rason kung bakit ka continue to stay. Pero just give me one word, why your passion for what you do never fades?
I think one word.
Yeah, isa lang. Kasi maraming dahilan, pero what is the topmost reason why you continue have that passion in what you're doing?
Devotion, that's my one word. It's love. Total, happy Valentine's sa inyong dalawa. But it's really all about love and devotion.
Thank you. Very strong, simple, very strong word. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Eric. Both as agency and in management, you have had the chance to lead people, no? So puntuhin na natin yung pagiging leaders and the difference, no, between leading employees, no, company employees when you were in management, and leading agency people now that you are back in the agency. So Eric, ano yung difference, no, between these two sa iyong leadership? Siguro isa-isa natin. Unang-una, ano yung napansin mo na difference in their motivation? What makes them click, no? Magkapareho ba o magkaiba yung drive nila while they are parang into action? Magkapareho ba sila or may pagkakaiba?
Yeah, thank you for the question. I think yung similarities muna, similarities para we can mailatag natin. Tao rin ang hawak mo, hindi ba? Tao rin talaga eh. At ang tao, mahirap talagang hawakan whether you are in the company or whether you are in the agency. No, tatanggapin na natin 'yung mga kapatid na nakikinig. Talagang but having said that, the big difference, Marin J, is syempre when you are with management in the company, you have a position. And then there is formality, there is an agent, there is an employee contract, there are salaries involved, there are merits, bonuses, no. So, iba rin yung pakikitungo mo sa employees, sa pakikitungo mo sa agency. Yun yung isang, of course, there are levels, no? Sinabi nga ni John Maxwell, yung 5 levels of leadership, no? The first one is positional, no? But having said that, position is still a big help, hindi ba? In terms of leading people, no? Pero sa agency talaga, you have to gain the respect, no? I think in the company, once you gain the position, the respect comes with the position eh. Pero in agency, hindi agad-agad yun eh. So in terms of motivation, dun sa tanong mo, yung employees, they need to get to your good side eh. Hindi ba? Parang kailangan, kasi at the end of the may quarterly reviews, may performance evaluation. Pag hindi maganda ang ginawa, wala kang merit, wala kang bonus. Sa agency, iba eh. Kasi as I said, there's no contract, no? So it's a relationship contract kung tutuusin. And really, they follow you because they see and believe in you and they see the value that you can give to them. Not so much because you are an agency leader or what, but it's a symbiotic relationship sa agency. No? Yun ang sa motivation. Sa ahensya kasi parang ang pakiramdam ko, mahalaga yung internal motivation ng advisor. Eh. Di ba? Parang sariling palo eh. No?
Having said that, Eric, no, that difference, how were you able to tap this in order to put them into action?
Do you mean, Mare, yung as a CAO or as a...
both, no? Yung CAO ka, paano mo na-tap yung motivation na pinanggagalingan ng mga employees? At nung ikaw ay leader, paano mo naman tinatap yung pinanggagalingan ng motivation ng mga advisors mo in order to put them into action?
Okay, thank you. Malaking tulong talaga sa akin rin yung as I said, no, nasa battlefield ka for 19 years. Kasi nga, you develop people skills eh. You develop relational skills. When I say relational, you learn to listen to people, you learn to empathize with them, to journey with them. No, so when I became CAO, I think, well, with all humility and with all modesty aside, no, and with all love and respect for everybody who's listening, siguro yun ang isang malaking naidala ko sa head office, no, na I worked with them, but I was not working as a CAO. I felt, no, I was working with them as one with them, and I usually, dialogued with them, asking them what is the best thing to do. So that is, yun yung pagsama ng dalawa, yung para sa akin, no, ngayon pagbalik naman sa agency, iba na rin, no, kasi being in the headquarters also changed me a lot, no. Malaki rin ang pagbabago na ginawa sa akin. Iba talaga yung hindi mo na nakikita yung battle around you. You see it on a longer perspective, and then you also get the sense of what the company is doing. And in fact, it's not only the company, because that's the local company, may mother company pa na global, that you also understand what their direction is, no. So parang the power of parang integrating both perspectives is really a big help, no. And ayun, siguro yun yung isang malaking tulong rin.
Okay, thank you. In terms naman of expectation, may pagkakaiba ba what employees expect from a leader from that of what advisors expect from their leaders? O pareho lang ba?
Sa akin, Maring J, pareho.
Pareho lang.
They expect the leader, well, when we say leader, then they expect the leader to live up to his character, that his character is something, the values that he lives by, no, and yun nga, his capacity to lead the people into where he wants them to go. Pareho lang yun para sa akin. It's the same. Leadership qualities for me never changes wherever you are planted, no.
So regardless of the people you're leading, no, the leadership traits, the leadership principles stay the same.
Correct. Kasi kagaya nga ng sinabi ko kanina, the similarity is parehong tao rin ang hawak mo. But the difference is lang yung maybe as a CAO, syempre you have authority, and authority, as I said, comes from the position. Pero sa akin, mas maganda yung authority that comes from the respect that you have gotten from the people, yung tiwala na nakuha mo sa kanila.
Okay. Oh, last na lang in terms of the difference in the leadership. How about in terms of your communication style? Is there a difference when you are communicating, approaching staff, and lots of leaders, in advisors?
Ano talaga, as I said, it's the same universe but a different world, a different planet. So nung lumipat ako as a CAO, ang daming mga terms na hindi ko naintindihan sa umpisa, no? Alam ni Boss Ivy, tinatanong ko kung ano yung TOM. TOM, ano ba yung TOM? Yung organizational management. And then, syempre may mga words sila na value of new business, and then yung mga gano'n, no?
Technical, no? Mga technical terms.
Technical, no? And when you talk to the higher up, syempre you have to understand those technicalities as well, no? And dito naman sa agency, syempre it's the language of the soldiers or the grassroots or the common people, no? Yung daily living. So yun maybe communication, as you said, no? There are it's the same kasi we communicate the same message kung tutuusin. But it's the method of communicating if you're in head office and then if you're in agency that takes a little different turn, but it's the same message that we communicate.
Since you mentioned na merong difference dun sa methodology, very briefly, ano yung difference ng methodology mo when you're communicating before sa staff at ngayon sa mga agents?
I think when I was with head office, when you communicate, you use the tools that management has, data analytics, and alam nyo na, no, yung mga ganon, no? So you have to back it up with your numbers, no? In the agency, it's more of inspirational, motivational, passion, no? It's more of that type of communication, no? So, you know, when you talk about data analytics with the agency, may iba nakakaintindi, no? May iba naman syempre nasusundan rin ng agency yon, pero mas mahalaga sa kanila yung parang alam niyo na, yung parang
of it kagad, di ba?
Oo, para mala Andres Bonifacio na leader na halika na, gawin na natin to, lusog tayo, ganun.
Lusog na agad, yes.
Action
kagad.
Action, no.
Okay, so thank you very much, Eric. I think that gives our audience, no, somehow yung perspective, no, ng pagkakaiba between leading, no, people from in management and people in agency. Sabi mo nga kahit na parehong tao yan, no, na nililid natin, somehow meron pa ring pagkakaiba, no. And hats off to you, ha, kasi talaga namang very well, no, nagawa mong i-lead yung dalawang sides na yon ng iyong
Salamat Mari.
Kasi mahirap talagang magawa yun kasi parang una-una may kausap ka, brain kailangan, may kausap ka, heart, meron kausap, kailangan pareho naman, ano? So talagang it's very very hard, but again, I'm sure that you learned a lot from that, no, Eric? Yung trust, 'di ba? Trust is fundamental in any relationship. Alam naman natin 'yan. While you came from the agency, kilala mo yung mga agency leaders, I'm sure that you still felt that you need to earn their trust. So still recall the things that you've done as a CAO para yung trust na yon na mas lalong tumibay with the agency leaders na katrabaho mo from a different role.
Oh, naalala ko, Boss IB, nung unang session ko with the agency managers of the company, may nagtaas ng kamay. Ano ho tanong nyo? How fast can you work? Ang sabi sa akin, what is your turnaround time? When you promise something, how fast will you do it? Nagulat ako kasi nga parang hindi kami nagkasama nito, pareho lang kaming leader nito, pero ang lakas ng ng tanong sa akin. So tama si Boss IB, no? Trust is something that you really work for, you really earn. And para sa akin po, the best way to build trust is really to journey with the people, no, to make them understand and to understand them, of course, and to dialogue with them, to talk to them, no, to speak their language, no. Yun, I guess to show them that not to be ashamed, to show them your pains as well, to show them your battle scars as well, no. To be yourself. I think transparency is very important, no, to build trust, no. In other words, kung tataya sila sa iyo, makikita nila na tumataya ka rin sa kanila.
I think that word maganda yung sinabi mo, to journey with them. So talagang kumbaga alam nila na kasama ka sa labanan, whether it's a high point or a low point, no. So that's from the perspective of somebody from the head office. Doon naman tayo sa kabila. Since trust is a two-way street, di ba? Yun namang agency leader, what do you think must the agency leader do so that he or she will be able to earn the trust of the home office people that he or she must work with?
Thanks, boss. I think ang antidote or siguro hindi ingredients of trust will be the same anywhere, no. In other words, if I am an agency leader and I want to win the trust of head office, it's the same. It's open dialogue, open communication, clarity, and transparency. And of course, very important as well yung listening. Sabi nga nila, listen not to respond but to understand. And I think that goes well also not only for head office to agency but agency to head office, no. Kasi ngayon pandemic and well, during the pandemic ang daming changes talaga, as in, no, parang kumbaga sa tubig hindi ka pa nakakahinga, bubuhusan ka na ng bagong timba ng tubig.
Nabulabog talaga, no?
Oo, so very important talaga yung understanding each party, no. If I'm from head office, I understand what agency is going through. Nahihirapan ba sila? Nabibilaukan ba sila sa mga pagbabago? Are they able to chew and digest the changes that are coming? Kasi hindi rin pwede basta-basta yung tapong ka nga na ng tapon ng tubig, baka malunod yung On the other hand, kung ako naman yung agency, then I think you also have to communicate to head office, no, what do you need at how can they be of best support to you.
Yung question, maganda yung being open, have that dialogue, open line of communication. Pero how do you encourage, how do you motivate an agency leader to really go out there and be bold to give feedback to the head office? Kasi marami naman yung nahihiya, natatakot na magsabi. So ngayon, hindi na kukuha yung nagiging dapat na solusyonan.
Tama po, boss. Ang isang natutunan ko sa head office is cadence. Di ba, pagka sa senior manager or senior management, parang every week you meet up, tapos you report, yun, cadence in terms of talking. So maganda, maybe ang talaga, may cadence rin ng head office and agency in terms of dialoguing. Hindi lang yung basta kung kailan may sunog na at may apoy na, saka lang nag-uusap, no. Maganda, wala pang sunog, walang apoy, iwasan na, no, mag-usap na mag-usap, because that that will be, there are so many things that for me management can do, and I don't only have my company as an example, maybe for the whole industry, for those who are listening. Like maybe invite senior leaders sa isang mancom meeting or sa isang management meeting so that they can listen and they can see ito pala yung pinag-uusapan, just to experience ba what management does. And then on the other hand, have also some managers, or when I say managers, employees, experience the battlefield, no? Matagal na nating ring minumungkahi minsan yon, yung trainers to sell, so that when they train, they understand what they are training, yung selling, no? So yung ganon, parang it's an immersion of agency into management and immersion of management into agency. Maybe that can really help, no, dun sa sinasabi nyo, no, to understand each other.
You mentioned a very good point again, that during these last 2 years, talaga namang na-test yung trust relationship that is between the head office and the agency.
Totoo, boss.
Yung ginawa ng bawat panig para yung trust na yon maging solid at hindi masira.
For my company as well, it's really a challenge, no? Kasi we had new management during the pandemic. Double challenge, because we changed leadership and then the pandemic came. So talagang it's really a challenge, not only for management but for agency as well, no? So tama po kayo. Parang sa pag-aasawa, hindi ba? Kapag may problema, saka natetest ang tibay ng pagsasamahan ng mag-asawa. At itong pandemic talaga ay naging testing ground. So ang maganda po, ang I think again, I'm talking about the whole industry, looking at my experience with my company. It's really, as I said, no, yung communication is very important, no? In all relationships, and I go back to a spouse, no, a husband and wife relationship. The only way when you're going through hard times is to sit down and to talk it out. That's the most important thing talaga. But you're correct. The pandemic has shaken and has challenged the relationship between management and agency. And we see naman the whole industry is growing by, I think, 35%. So that goes to show that so there are companies who have done well during this pandemic times.
And there will be changes into the future. If you were an agent, now you're an agency leader, what must you keep in mind so that you will always have that trust in your organization?
I will quote one of my co-managers nung sabi niya, walang gagawin ng kumpanya na makakasira sa ahensya. And I think sa mga leaders po na nakikinig ngayon, yun ang dapat nating yakapin at panghawakan. Talaga naman, I've been, as they said, no, I've been with management and I've seen that, again, it's the same mission. It's the same desire to create, to bring up the financial literacy of Filipinos, to protect Filipino families. Isa lang ang hangarin eh. So, you know, you just have to work together to move toward that goal, no. Yun talaga, we just have to, you know, so, siguro for the leaders who are listening to me, management has always a wider horizon. Tayo kasi day to day tayo eh. Day to day, month to month nga tayo nabubuhay eh. Month to month. This month maganda ginawa mo, may growth ka. Kalimutan mo na, tapos na yung Enero. Pebrero na ang labanan. O pagkatapos ng Pebrero o Marso na labanan. Ang head office hindi eh. They have a horizon that sees so far. Hindi lang yung yung sa ngayon, no. And then we also trust head office na not only do they have a long-term horizon, but they have a wider radar in terms of knowledge. Kasi yung head office, hindi lang siya eh, may mother company siya sa abroad eh. Yung mother company is so way advanced, no? So way advanced. When I say advanced in age, advanced in experience, nakita na nila kung ano yung nagtagumpay sa ibang bansa. O ito nangyari dito sa bansang ito, pwede nating gawin sa bansang ito. So they have that type of view na tayo hindi natin nakikita. If we can just harness and work well with management, then it's really a potent force to reckon with. Yung data analytics lang mga boss ko, no, yung data analytics. Syempre parang kang allergic pag narinig mo yung data analytics, pero ang laking tulong talaga nun no. At saka yun, yung siguro boss at saka Maring Jay, no, yung mea culpa, parang may ako dito, I say, and I guess the leaders will agree. Para meron tayong ugali na wag mo akong pakialaman. Alam ko ginagawa ako. Okay ako. Wag niyo na akong pakialaman. Pero sa totoo lang, pag nakialam ang head, when nakialam, no, in quotation marks, you can go farther. Yung sinabi na ni Boss Jay yun, going together, you go farther.
Farther. Good. Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Eric. Jay?
Sir Eric, in relation to that, no, alam natin kahit na merong trust, sabi natin importante yung trust at yung open communication. But still, we know that very often, or hindi naman very often, no, but sometimes talagang agency and management do not agree, no, do not always agree with each other, and they do not always see eye to eye, and mostly because one is not able to see the full picture of what the other sees, no. So bagabay hindi lang talaga nagko-connect, no. Eric, what can you say agency may have failed to appreciate in terms of the challenge, no, yung perspective, no, at saka yung role ng management?
Where again Maring Jay, yung saan nagkulang ang agency?
Ano yung sa tingin mong baka they may have failed to appreciate, no, in terms of the role, the challenge, and the perspective of the agency? Kasi minsan doon doon nanggagaling yung no, yung hindi pagkakasundo.
Well, kanina nung tayo initial na nagkwekwentuhan, nabanggit ko nga na high touch, high tech can never outdo high touch, no, because we're working with people, and when we talk about trust and tiwala, and yung high touch is really important, no. So saan ba ganun din no? I guess it goes two-way yung pagkukulang ng tiwala ng agency sa management, paminsan-minsan yung pagkulang ng pagtitiwala ng management sa agency. So again, I go back to what I said, very important talaga yung open lines of communication, dialogue, no, acceptance when someone makes a mistake, no, and trying to see kung how to have a win-win situation between. Ang isang pinakamalaking challenge kasi sometimes the agency feels that the innovations that the company are doing are good but not yet now. Madalas ganun yung nila no. Okay, so, kagaya ng correct, no? Kagaya ng ng very simple example, yung benefit payments, benefit payout, diretso na sa account ng client. Those, it's good, pero sa ahensya, wag ngayon kasi ako gusto ko mag-deliver ng benefit para ako makapag-usap dun sa So, yung mga ganun challenges, dun kailangan talaga mag-usap at mapaliwanag, no? At kung paano matutulungan naman ng head office si advisor para kahit na pumasok dun sa account ni client, makakausap pa rin, may pagkakataon pa rin makausap ng advisor si client. No?
Now, having said that, yun nga sabi mo, no, na minsan nagkukulang lang talaga sa proper appreciation na kung saan nanggagaling, kung bakit ginagawa ng management ang isang initiative, no. Now, on the other hand, ano naman sa tingin mo ang hindi kagad nakikita ng management, no, in terms of agency, kaya naman medyo nagkukulang sa buy-in o nagkukulang ng suporta naman from the agency?
Sa akin, Maring J, ang tingin ko ay sometimes ganun din, no? Parang may bridle ba tawag doon? Parang may ano ba tawag doon? Parang kabayo, parang may ano, no? O ito ang gagawin natin. No matter what, itong gawin natin. So minsan hindi nila nabuksan na gano'n na nakikita nila ano ba yung effect sa agency. So as I said, the best thing really is to journey. No, transition is always a two-way thing, and you have to transition with the people whom you want to bring there, hindi ba? Hindi naman pwedeng sabihin mo sa tao, punta tayo doon, tas you don't handhold them. You have to handhold and bring them there, transition with them there together.
Now, aside from that, no, yung hand-holding them, transitioning with them, no, in that journey, what else do you think or feel that management can still do so that they can be better understood by the agency force? Now, on the other hand naman, what can agency, no, people do naman so that they can also be well heard of, no, be listened by management, so that there will really be that open communication environment between the two?
Maybe I can just go back to concrete experiences. At hindi ko naman binubuhat ang bangko ni Boss IB. Pero there was a time na our president, no, at that time it was Boss IB, yun nga, he asked the EXCO to adopt an agency sector. O iba rin yun, di ba? Parang you get to know the chief compliance officer, you get to know the chief legal officer. So yun, there's synergy. I think synergy is important, yung getting out. So if you're a general in the headquarters, go out and talk to the troops. Yun ang mahalaga, no? But in fact, with the digital world, it's quite easy now, no? It's quite easy kahit saang lupalop ka ng Pilipinas, yayain, kayang-kaya mong umattend. So yun, no, yung
so Eric, there's no excuse now for management people, no, not to be with and not to be seen by people in the field because of the technology. No?
Yeah. O kaya yung siguro family day, tapos hindi lang employees, yung families of employees, families of agency getting together. Yun, it creates a lot of oneness and unity that we are just one family, isang ano lang tayo. Yeah. Pero talaga, no, ang kanina pinag-iisipan ko tong ano natin topic, when you say Sun Life, Manulife, AIA Philippines, Insurer Life, Pru Life, the name of the company represents not only head office but agency, no. Yeah. And it's one company, hindi ho siya magkaiba eh. It's one direction, it's one vision. So working together to build the company and to build the industry, I think that's the common goal of everybody.
And as you have said nga, during this pandemic, where communication, no, is really very, very important, very vital, talagang efforts, no, should really be exerted, no, so that yung open communication will be there, so that better understanding, no, better appreciation will be fostered, no, between the two sides.
Yes, singit ko lang. Madalas kapag halimbawa ganito lang, nagbi-meeting tayo pero nag-interact tayo, hindi ba? Parang there is you know in this Zoom world or in this digital meeting world, yun ang nakakalungkot eh. We see each other but we do not relate with each other. You know, when we have meetings, no, and I guess this goes all around, nakapatay ang video, there is no interconnection. But sa akin, the power of the digital world nga is to connect people eh. But all the more because you know, the meeting becomes so formal, the meeting becomes naka-off cam kayo, you just listen and then directives and then go away. Sa akin, it would be nice if management and agency meet but interact as well, no, interaction.
Siguro i-maximize talaga no yung digital platform no
Yeah.
yung the way it's being used no baka yun ang kailangan tignan na hindi one side lang yung communication but it really can
Correct.
be active no parang ganito nagkukwentuhan tayo I mean
Oo.
when you are talking with your friends in the Zoom di ba
Yes.
dapat ganun din siguro no ang interaction between agency and management especially at this time.
Yes, agree.
Thank you.
Eric, tama yung sinabi mo na talaga naman company management and agency leaders have common goals, di ba? Pareho gusto nila mag-acquire ng new customers, pareho gusto nila i-retain yung existing ones, pareho gusto nila na mag-increase yung productivity ng mga advisors, gusto nga nila pareho maging MDRTs, di ba? Pero minsan nakakatuwa na yung programa ng company fully supported ng agency, pero meron naman mga pagkakataon na the same amount of investment, the same thought process, hindi naman nasusuportahan agad ng agency. Sa mga instances na gano'n, ano palagay mo ang nagiging rason kung bakit may successful programs pero merong programs naman na less ang engagement ng agency?
Well, we have to accept na agencies, parang ang first response ba ng agency ay to push back. Basta may change. No, kasi pagka binanggit na yung agency, parang nakasanayan na namin to. Ito nang gusto namin gawin. So talagang first, yung knee-jerk reaction would be to push back. But dun sa sinasabi niyo, Boss Ivy, ay again, no, it's the buy-in of the agency that is very crucial. No, dapat maintindihan ng ahensya ang kahalagahan, bakit ganun yung programa. Pangalawa, ano yung pakinabang ng ahensya pagka ginamit niya yung programa. No? And then siguro yun nga, how it will change the story of agency pag ginamit yung programang yun. I think yun yung because sometimes parang lang siguro parang ang example ko magulang tsaka yung maliit na bata. Sa magulang, klarong-klaro. Huwag kang kumain ng candy, masama sa iya. Pero sa bata, gusto ko Pero hindi na-explain Hindi na-explain. Walang buy-in yung walang buy-in.
Again, very important as you've mentioned time and time again, open lines of communication, making it so easy for people to understand both sides and having that mindset na both of them are actually after the same objective, no? And yung sinasabi mo nga mission to protect a lot more Filipinos. Thank you, Eric J.
Eric, ito na, ang bilis na. I am down to my last question for you tonight.
Ang bilis nga, ang bilis.
Oo, Simon. Sa'yo, ang bilis So,
hindi pa tapos yung yung salabat ko
natapos na tayo. Magre-red wine ka pa. So Eric, from your many years in the agency, sabi mo 19 years plus itong 2, so 21 years ka na sa agency, and understanding the work that they do or you do, what will be your food for thought to the home office people who are also listening to us now? Marami tayong mga colleagues na nakikinig sa atin ngayong gabi. What can be your advice to them so that partnership with agency will be more strong and will be more productive?
So if I am with management, listen more, live more, be with the agency more, understand agency more. Also know that agency loves the company. Wala akong duda doon. The devotion of agency to the company goes beyond contracts. Yun ang it's really, alam naman natin yun, yung devotion. In other words, agency will die for the company. Sa totoo lang. On the other hand, I would also like to tell agency, respect and listen to management because they see things which we do not see, and they understand directions of the industry which we do not fully understand as well. And yun nga, agency collaborate with management, no, work together, and management as well. So of course, collaboration takes two. So I think yun ang key takeaway. We are not different. We are one. No, we are not different. We are one.
Yeah. Specifically, Eric, to your fellow agency leaders now, whom we can say, sa agency structure kasi, di ba, ang agency leaders, parang sila yung management eh. Di ba? Kayo din yung management. So, paano mas bring nila yung management closer to their people and their people closer to management?
Very nice, no? Kasi ang brothers and sisters in management, tayo ang link. We cannot put it any other way. Either we are the weakest link or we are the strongest link. We link management and we link head agency. Guys, kung may nilabas ang management, tapos ang bukang bibig mo, ano ba yan? Bakit nila ninabas yan? Walang mangyayari dyan. Guys, you are the weakest link. Kasi sigurado lang, yung tanikala ng power of management ng head office, kinalas mo na ang ahensya mo. No? You know, you before you react negatively, try to sit down and understand. Kapag sa tingin mo pa hindi mo pa rin maintindihan, hindi mo magets kung bakit ganoon ang ginagawa, then talk to a friend in head office and then sit down. Look for time to dialogue with them, no? Pero talaga agency managers, agency leaders, we on our shoulder, siguro pwede kong sabihin ito, on our shoulder rest agency and management, no? At tayo talaga ang kumakarga nun. Kung tinutulak natin ang head office, parang nilalayo natin ang ahensya sa kanila, yung tao natin, no? So let's be the strongest link between management and agency.
Yeah, a very challenging but a very privileged job, no, ng isang agency leader at ng isang agency manager. So thank you again, Eric.
O last question na lang, Eric, bago ka magkape o magtsa ulit.
Mag red wine.
Red wine na. O yung sabi mo nga, kailangan ng visibility ng mga home office people sa Salesforce, no? But with the limitations ng currently pa sa face-to-face, no? Andyan pa. So how best do you think should home office, so what can you think home office should do or create para yung connection with the people in the field mas talagang mag-elevate pa?
Well, thank you, Boss IB. Kagaya nga ng nabanggit natin, yung kahit na ganito lang basta nagkikita tayo at hindi lang puro, hindi lang puro trabaho ang pinag-uusapan at hindi lang one-sided ang usapan.
Oh.
Hindi lang yung head office ang itong gawin natin ito. Hindi mo nalalaman kung ano yung nasa ulo nung kausap mo, kung naintindihan, kung tinatanggap, no. Pero yung sessions like that, no.
Malaking bagay.
Malaking bagay 'yun. Makita mo yung mata nung kausap mo, makita mo yung ngiti niya, malaking bagay.
Again, thank you. That calls for greater sense of sensitivity, no, and empathy. But as we look forward na there should be better coordination and coordination from both sides. And as we've seen, practically, sabi mo nga sa entire industry, nag-grow naman . So nag-grow, ibig sabihin maganda yung samahan ng dalawa, and we hope that kind of partnership will continue in the years ahead, no?
Boss, maisingit ko lang.
Yeah, go ahead.
Kasi sa leader, ito yung isa sa mga natutunan ko leader, strategy and influence, hindi ho ba?
Yeah.
You know where to go and then you influence people to go there. Now, if puro ka strategy, ang ganda nga ng strategy mo, hindi mo ma-influensyahan ng tao mo, may problema.
Wala din.
I would rather put my chips on a person with influence. No? Na kaya lang mahirap rin 'yon. Punta tayo dito, mali pa yung susunod lahat ng tao sa kanya, mali. So yung sinasabi ko, yung strategy at saka influence, dapat balansyado natin yan, no, as leaders.
Ayun. Very well said. Thank you, Eric.
Thanks again, Eric, for joining us tonight. Thank you very much. Yes. And hindi ko to mapapalampas. Thank you for using our logo, no, as your virtual background.
Baka kala nila ulo ko yung logo eh. Hindi eh.
Ayan,
May lang
ayan,
logo.
So thank you very much. No, again, we enjoyed this. Sabi ko nga, very insightful but very fun, no, conversation with you. Thank you also for giving us a peek on how it is to be and to experience, no, the best of the world of agency and the best of the world of management. There's just very few of you who has that kind of opportunity, and we are so thankful that you are sharing those things with us tonight. As you have said, company management and the agency force is given each a unique, no, but related, no, responsibility in the organization. Management is to empower, is to enable agency force to do the best, no, in their job by providing them training, products, tools and platforms, and other support systems. On the other hand, agency is tasked to bring these products and services to the insuring public. And it's a built on trust, sabi nga natin kanina, understanding, open communication, and collaboration. Kung wala yung mga yon, this partnership will not thrive. I hope our dear agency leaders and also our colleagues, talagang napakinggan natin ang perspectives ng both from agency and from management, and we hope that after this episode with Paring Eric, you will have a better understanding and appreciation of the best that each side can offer. Actually, sabi mo nga, walang sides it should be one, one universe. Magkaiba lang tayo ng planeta, okay? Pero we have one goal, one mission. So again, thank you very much, Eric, for being with us tonight. All the best to you and to the Nicdao Miracle Financials. And please give our best regards again to Tita Krisa. So,
Will do.
Thank you.
Alam niyo, yung dalawang to, nakatrabaho pa nanay ko, ganun na edad nitong dalawa.
Lagot ka kay Mami Krisa. Well, sabi nga ni Eric, the management team always has the interest of the agency force in heart and in mind, no? Kasi naman, the success of the agency force will also result to the success of the company. On the other hand, as Eric also mentioned, agency leaders represent the management team in the agency structure. So similarly, all leaders only want the best for their advisors. This includes giving access and giving them guidance, to make sure that they fully optimize the resources provided by the company. So again, Eric, we wish you all the best in creating more happy leaders and happy advisors under your wing.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks again. And we thank again everyone for choosing to spend your Thursday evening with us, especially with our special guest, Mr. Eric Nicdao. So what's your one key actionable item from the many good insights that you heard from our very special speaker tonight? Sana ay mai-apply natin to kagad para hindi masayang yung mga takeaways na nakuha natin. So if you want to listen again to our interview with Mr. Eric Nicdao, you can catch us on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. So Mr. IB, whose inspiring story are we going to hear naman for next week?
Jay and our dear friends, we will hear next Thursday from a lady who dared to set up her own general agency in the middle of a crisis. So what pushed her to make that bold decision? And what is it that she did to really become one of the most progressive GAs in life today? This and a number of burning questions will be answered by our special guest, si Ms. Belen Puhol, General Agency Head, Financial Space Insurance Agency of InLife.
Yes, Mr. IB, it will be very interesting to know why after more than 20 years as a successful financial advisor, Belen decided to establish, to set up her own general agency, as you have said, of all time naman, ay pinili pa niya ngayong pandemic. No? So, dear leaders, Mr. Eric, we're inviting you to join us next Thursday, no, for another Real Talk with our special guest, Ms. Belen Puhol of InLife. So that's next Thursday, February 17, 8 p.m. here in Leaders in Action.
Real leaders.
Real stories.
Real talk. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, thank you.
Eric, salamat.
Thank you, Boss
Thank you,
Ivy.
everyone.
Thank you.